thing that was a little bit cheeky about the last question, and it was actually something that was not in the answer, but that was only the answer that x was 30 if x happened to be somewhere between 25 and 55. And if x was actually smaller than 25, there's a different solution. So if we think that x was actually not between 25 and 55, but to the left of our 25 on the number line, there's a totally different solution to that. So let's look at what answer we would get if x was to the left of 25. We've got exactly the same criteria. We know that 5 lots of A are going to equal B. But we now have a different number for what A is. A is now 25 minus x. X is the smaller number, 25 is the larger number. But B is 55 minus x. So exactly the same as we did before, we plug the numbers and the values of A and B into our equation. So we get 5 lots of A, but I know that A is 25 minus x. Equals what B is, 55 minus x. And the reason that it's 5 here is because we need 5 lots of A to get the same distance as we get for B. This equation looks almost identical to the other one, but it isn't, and it gives us totally different answers. We got 30 on the last one, we're going to get a very different answer on this one. Same principle, exactly the same way. We take our bracket and multiply through. 5 times 25 is 125. 5 times minus x is minus 5x. Important to think here that in front of the 5 is a plus sign, and a plus multiplied by a minus will always give us a minus in the answer. So plus 5 times minus x gives us minus 5x as the answer. Equals 55 minus x. Same rule as last time, that we want all the x's on one side and all the numbers on the other. But the smart thing to do now is, because I don't want to work everything in minus x's, so it's much smarter for me to add 5x to both sides. And it means I'm not going to have to work in negative x's. So if I do that one step, 125 minus 5x plus 5x, I get the 0 that I'm looking for here. 5x minus 5x gives me 0. Equals 55 minus x, but I'm adding 5x to both sides, so I do that. When I get that done, I have 125 equals 55 plus 5x minus 1x will give me plus 4x. Notice we've got a different number here now. It's a 4x instead of before, last time we had 6x. So now I want to know what 4 lots of x is, so I subtract minus 55 from both sides. I've got to get rid of this 55. All my numbers have to be on the same side. Minus 55 from both sides, giving me 125 minus 55 equals 55 plus 4x minus 55. Here's my minus 55 to both sides. 55 minus 55, that's going to give me the 0 that I want. So I'm going to get 125 minus 55. That will give me 70. 125 minus 55, should be able to do that in your head. Keep this mental maths going. So 70 is going to give me 4 lots of x. 70 is 4 lots of x. Right, if I know now that 4 lots of x equals 70, what does 1 lot of x equal? Divide both sides by 4. I don't want to know what 4 lot of x is, I want to know what 1 lot of x is. So I take 4x and divide it by 4 equals 70 divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 is the one that I want, so it gives me 1 lot of x is going to equal 4's into 7 go 1 time, 3 left over. 4's into 30 goes 7 times, 4 7's are 28, giving me 2 left over. Decimal point in the right place, 4's into 20 go 5 times. So now I think that my number x would be 17 and a half. Am I ready? No. In exactly the same way as last time, I have to check that I'm actually correct. What is 25 minus 17 and a half? Well, 25 minus 20 is 5, and to 17 and a half is an extra 2 and a half. So here I have a distance, 25 minus 17 and a half is 7.5. What distance do I have here? Well, I have still from x to 55. So how far have I got to go from 55 to 17 and a half? 17 and a half to we've got 7 and a half here to go from x to 25, and we've got an extra 30 here. So the whole distance B must be 30 plus 7 and a half, giving us 37 and a half. If I've done this right, and I divide 37 and a half by 7 and a half, I will get the answer 5, because this distance should be 5 times larger than the previous distance. We can't divide with decimal numbers, so what could we do? We could multiply both of these by 2 actually. If we multiply top and bottom by 2, we'd get rid of our decimal numbers quite easily. The bottom number would be 7.5 times 2 would be 15. 37.5 times 2 would be 7.5. 75. Sorry. And now 75 divided by 15 will give us 15, 30, 45, 60, 75. Oh look, it gives us 5. So this solution is an alternative solution, but still using your algebra skills. And I've shown you another method just after this where you don't need to use your algebra skills, but somebody asked me to help them solve this using algebra, and that was how you could do it. Okay.